What's 17 more years? I can always start again. Make another kid.
Invincible. You know, you've seen it, you've seen the Amazon show, you love it. Everybody loves it. Everybody's making memes about it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's wondering about season 2. And I've been a big fan for about maybe 6 or 7 years now. So I think today is the perfect time to show you everything I've amassed in those 6 or 7 years. Alright, let's start with Invincible number 0. So this was a sort of, you see there, 50 cents. They gave it out, they sort of wanted to entice people to check out the rest of the series. It's mostly just a recap, nothing really new happens in it. Next up, we've got Invincible number 1. This isn't the actual number 1, that thing's worth like probably a few grand at this point, but this is a reprint. Image Comics put these out. They did it for Walking Dead as well, just reprints of the first issue at a cheaper price just to get people interested in the series, similar to number 0. Here we've just got some more standard issues. We got number 19, number 20, 21, 27, and 39. This next issue is really cool. So they did an event a few years ago. I say a few years ago, it was probably like 10 years ago at this point, across the whole Image line called the Invincible War. And you can see there, you've got Spawn, you've got Savage Dragon, you've got a bunch of Image characters that came in for this big crossover event, which I won't spoil what happens because they might do it in the TV show, but probably not, considering they're not really having other Image characters in the show. Alright, before we continue on with the individual issues, let's take a look at the Skybound minis. So here we've got Robot. He's pretty cool. They're sort of these chibi figures with the giant head and the exaggerated proportions. They've got really nice decals on them. Next up we have Conquest. TV viewers have no idea who this guy is yet, but trust me, he plays a very dramatic role in the series going forward. And of course, we've got our gigantic headed boy, Mark, Invincible. He's pretty cool. They're really good printing on these things. They come in mystery boxes. I might do an unboxing sometime in the future, we'll see. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Back to the single issues. Here we have number 75. This story arc, the Viltrumite War, again, won't say too much because I don't want to spoil it for the TV show people, but it is insane. Definitely the best arc in the series. Here's number 84. Not a crazy issue, I just really like the cover on this one. They did a similar cover for Walking Dead, where it's just the sort of character on this black outline. I think it's really striking, really nice. So the next 3 are kinda spoilery, so if you don't want the show spoiled in a pretty minor way, just look away. So these are issue 98 to 100, the story arc called The Death of Everyone. I'm sure you can imagine what happens. You know, pretty crazy covers. I love Ryan Otley's artwork, it's just insane. I love this cover. It's got that classic comic book issue 100 thing that they do where it's all the characters. Yeah, pretty awesome. Here's some more. Issue 107, 115. This was my first Invincible comic that I bought physically, so yeah. Again, next issue is a bit of a spoiler, so look away if you don't want the show slightly spoiled. This one, yep. Alright, you can open your eyes now if you're avoiding spoilers. Alright, so next we'll take a look at the Skybound McFarlane figures. Awesome detail in these. They're in the same scale as the Walking Dead McFarlane ones. And with these, they released maybe 1 or 2 a year around the time of Black Friday in America. This is the bloody variant of Mark. You can see he is not very happy at all. Yeah. Awesome figure. We've got the Mega Box exclusive Mark in his alternate suit that he wears for a little bit in the comics. I do quite like the suit. It doesn't really compare to the original though, but it's a nicer suit. It sort of suits where Mark is during this point in the story. But yeah, this was part of the Skybound Mega Box, which was a sort of loot crate style subscription service that Skybound offered for a while. I don't think they do it anymore, but you could either get him or the bloody damaged version of him. And then of course, we've got the big man himself, just in the classic suit, no damage, just an awesome figure all around. Again, yeah, released around Black Friday in the US. Pretty limited run, but yeah, he is a great figure. Very well designed. Alright, so going forward, I'm going to skip over a few issues that have quite spoilery titles and images on them for those watching the show. But here are some more. This is just really clean artwork by Ryan Ottley. This is during the reboot arc, where a we'll call it a reboot happens, sort of, maybe. But yeah. Oh, okay. Guess I've got two of those. Just awesome work by Ryan Ottley throughout the entire run of the comic. Next up, we're going to take a look at the mini-mates for Invincible. These are great, like really highly detailed minifigures. We'll start off with Eve. She's great. Great likeness to the character. Comes with a cape and this flight stand. We'll take a look at Alan next. He is just, the printing on him is amazing, and the sculpted hands and headpiece is just great, as well as his jacket. And of course we have Omni-Man, a bit of a different suit in the comic book. They went for a white instead of a baby sky blue. And of course we have the man himself, Mark. Just an awesome mini-mate. Couldn't have asked for better, to be honest. He comes with this flight stand as well, and he comes with hair, so he can be unmasked. Just amazing figures, these things. But fun fact, these showed up in an episode of The Walking Dead. I think it was in season 5 or 6. But yeah, pretty cool. Right, now we'll take a look at the sort of one-off issues that they put out. This one is the script book for the first volume, issues 1 through 6. This includes the rough outline of what the issues were going to be that Robert Kirkman would give to the artist at the time, who was Corey Walker, on how he sort of wanted the issue to play out. Next up, we've got Invincible Returns. This was introduced as a way for people to sort of jump into the series without needing a lot of, having to read a lot of the other issues. So it's mostly a recap issue, just like number 0 that we looked at before. Next up, we have the Astounding Wolfman versus Invincible. This was a story arc that took place across both series. You had one issue of Invincible that was with the Astounding Wolfman, and one issue of the Astounding Wolfman that was with Invincible. So with this one, many people don't actually know that Invincible had a spin-off series titled Invincible Universe. This mostly focused on the GDA and the current Guardians of the Globe at the time. I personally haven't read it, but I do intend to one day. Alright, so this is issue 133, part of the final story arc of the series. I just love this cover. It's a variant cover. They did a very similar one for Walking Dead. It's based on the Wildcat graphic novel. It is just, I love how the colors pop off the page. Another awesome variant cover was Invincible. No, this is not a Marvel comic. No, it's not even a real comic. This is just issue number 135, sort of parodying the Marvel comic style of cover that was around at the time. Our final single issue for today is Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man meets Invincible. A lot of people don't really know that this exists. It is a fun little story. There's a point in the Invincible series where Mark gets sent through different dimensions and he ends up in Spider-Man's dimension. It's really weird. He meets the Avengers. I don't know what else to say. You should check it out. Alright, so our last item of the day is quite a special one to me. This is a sealed Invincible Mini-Mates. Quite a nice box design, but what's special about this is It is signed, you can see there, by Ryan Otley, the artist of the series. I accidentally won these in an eBay auction that I was not intending to win. I put a bid in without thinking and I won it, but I'm quite glad that I won it. It isn't fully sealed, if you can see there, it's got tape holding it on, but that's just because over time the glue on these boxes wears off. But yeah, really awesome piece to add to the collection. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to show. I do have the graphic novel volumes, but I didn't bother showing those today. They're sort of mass market, you know, you can pick them up at any comic shop really. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, and see you next time.